his way. There's a chance. What drama.
What about the golden lines? Perfect season.
This is what it means. Quite extraordinary final.
And the celebrations begin.
Round 14 at the Toyota Stadium here in Bloemfontein. The two leaders at the moment in the Carling Currie Cup. Toyota Cheetahs at home up against the Vodacom Bulls. Well, it's a pretty cool evening here, one's got to say, too, in Bloemfontein, and we can see the temperatures going down to -1 at one point in time. So brilliant out there. Now Sam Ladidi caught up with the coaches a little bit early on.
Gert, a lot of attention has been placed on the Cheetahs as far as how this 1-2 is going to finish, but perhaps now a chance to lock horns with it up front.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's going to be a massive challenge for us today, because we've got about, say, 28 players in Dublin at the moment, and but we've got a couple of experienced players, but also a couple of youngsters. So really looking forward to what the youngsters can do and what they can put together.
How have you gone about putting those combinations together with one or two experienced campaigners in the form the likes of Lionel Mapu, with one or two of the youngsters coming into the side?
Yeah, you sort of through your system, you try to put certain things in place so that they can talk as often as possible, and also give them the opportunity on the field as well, so that those small little fine details that really makes the difference, and to get a little bit more rhythm. So hopefully we can get it tonight and put a good performance together.
It's a huge game tonight. All the very best.
Thanks very much.
Harvey's, given the last two results you guys have had, is there a little bit of extra pressure on today's game?
There will be. We let ourselves down. It wasn't great performances, especially the one 2 weeks ago against Griquas was a performance to forget. So we've got another chance to rectify it, and we've still got a chance to finish top of the log, which was our goal from the start. So luckily we're still in this position, and it's a lot of motivation for us to perform well and to get back on the bike again today.
Plenty of changes coming into the side today.
Yeah, there were some changes. Some were rotational, some were things that we thought this is the guys we need for the game today and how we want to play. So there were a few changes, and some guys coming back from injuries or illness, like Sia Masuku and Clayton Blommetjies. So we're glad to have them back.
What are a couple of things that you've identified to work on for today's game?
There were plenty, but the main thing for us will be to execute really well. Last week against the Pumas, we didn't start well. The first three line-out plays, we lost the ball within one phase, made a lot of mistakes, and then had to come back from a big deficit in the second half and nearly made it. So we want to start well, and that will happen only if we execute everything we do in the first 15 to 20 minutes, get ourselves into the game and get our rhythm going.
All the very best for a big game.
Thanks, appreciate it.
So some very, very honest appraisal there, evaluations from the coaches in respect of tonight's game. Well, the Bulls, they come here with a very, very young side. Just two players over the age of, in fact, three, I think, over the age of 25. So they're a very, very young combination. And we had heard as well from the coach, Gert Smile, 28 players in Dublin at the moment, so they've really had to draw, but the youngsters have their opportunity. The Cheetahs very much so. Ruan Pino, as usual, captaining their side, and keep your eyes on Sia Masuku, who'll be his fly half tonight. They've got so much to play for, the Cheetahs, to try and get into that #1 position of this year's Carling Currie Cup. So plenty of people that have come in for tonight as the Bulls are led out by Miller Ace, the Cape Town-born man. There he is in picture now, who's been a real stalwart in their side, even at his young age, and carrying the ball up really, really well, taking a lot out of the perhaps the pockets of Elric Lowe, who plays in the senior side, also at number 8. And of course we have so many good number 8s in South Africa too now. And, we're just waiting for Ruan Pina and his Cheetahs charges to come out. And they've got so much to play for tonight too. Alongside me, former Bulls lock forward Matunzi Fudge Mabeta, My question to you, Fudge, in welcoming you here today as a former Bulls player too, do you think this Bulls team tonight, as number one at the moment, are going to draw a fair bit of inspiration from the Bulls' effort last night?
Well, Gavin, so good to be here. There's magic in the air, and well, I've grabbed some inspiration from the performances of the South African sides in the URC, and how can you not when you're a youngster? A lot of players in this Bulls squad won the under-20 competition, and they're getting a nice little reward here. It should be a fantastic game, so much to play for them to just hold on to it. It's so exciting to play during these times, so good to be a South African. And of course, the Free State Cheetahs, they will try to, by all means, get that home final, because they'll be backing themselves to win the semi.
And I suppose the other question would be, which team would either of these two prefer to play against, the Griquas or the Pumas?
Yeah, a tough one to call. The Griquas and the Pumas, we saw an incredible game last night between the two of them. And, well, young and old in the stands, there'll definitely be something to play for. The way the sides have been picked, you can expect some explosive rugby.
So Zwangele Jodazweni is our referee tonight, the 34-year-old from Stellenbosch. And the kickoff is a nice high-hanging one too. Bear in mind too, Cheetahs supporters, that Gideon van der Merwe is not playing tonight. He's been deliberately left out because he's taken a lot of punishment this season, one's got to say, and they want him to be ready for the next big game. That ball was knocked on, so the referee playing advantage at the moment. Yes, Daniel Kasende. Can be a real handful at times. Pina Masuku onto Cameron Dawson. Well, the Cheetahs getting enough possession early on now. What sort of game will they be playing tonight would be the question too. Are they going to play an expansive game? They've got to try and deny the Bulls a solitary point. And they've got to win with a 5-pointer, ideally. Of course, the points for and points against are very close with them too. But this is good, strong running from them. Chris Smith on this occasion. So one of the key things as well, as we saw with the Bulls last night in the URC match against Leinster, is having the opportunity to make sure that your defense works well right through the game, not just in those first 10 minutes.
Okay. Accuracy of execution, the call from Harvey's Currie for his Free State Cheetahs troops. So far, so good from them. So fantastic compete for the ball between Mapoi and Blomekis. And well, the ever-inventive Sia Masuku already having an impact. You just don't know what he'll do.
That's a great kick from Ruan Pienaar.
And he is ball in two hands. He's able to transition it to the boot so quickly. It's so hard to read a player like Sia Masuku. He's caused problems, and you can see clearly they're closing the gap for him to run through.
Ended up being the ham in the sandwich there between two big boys. So the key question now, can they do something about this close to the Blue Bulls line? And we heard from their coach a little bit earlier how they let themselves down at times, but they haven't this time round because they've got to try. It's been a remarkable season in many ways. Louis van der Westhuizen has now scored, well, I think it's 11 tries that he scored during the course of the season. And he's just, in fact, 13 it is. And he's just added another one to that mix.
Yeah, what a star. And it's not just the mauling, you know, the pressure that the Cheetahs put on you by playing attacking rugby. They will get those penalties in the middle of the pitch. And a little bit of inexperience showing there from the Bulls, an early shove before the lock forward. Bernardo had collected and gone down to ground, and well, Louis van der Westhuizen goes in for his 14th try. But it's not just that. In his last game, he had 10 tackles, 4 ball carries, and 2 tries. He's been brilliant. Louis van der Westhuizen, the hooker. And it just shows the balanced kind of rugby this Cheetahs side has been playing all season.
Yeah, they let themselves down in those last 2 games, but prior to that, they won 9 on the trot, 9 in succession, and they really looked the part. We've had some good news too about playing in the Challenge Cup in Europe next year. Next season, I should say. depending on how you see seasons. So Ruan Pienaar from the touchline, and he's got it over.
They're on song, like you mentioned, Gavin. It hasn't been the best of momentum leading up to the finals, but what a start from them. Perfect. They get the penalty in the middle of the pitch. They go for touch as they've done all season, and Louis van der Westhuizen does what he's been doing all season. 14 tries.
Johan Mostert then with a kickoff onto Pienaar. It's a pretty good kick downfield as well from Blommetjies, who's got a, let's say, a different hairstyle tonight.
Put the balls on the line.
Yeah, fantastic exit from him.
Yep.
How brilliant has he been since coming on to the scene? Well, I should say back onto the scene, the 33-year-old Sydney Tobias.
No, balls on the line.
The last team he played for was Zebra in Italy. He's been around a bit and enjoying his opportunity. He had some really good words to say about the Bulls camp during the course of the week, and the effect that it's having on all the players there. They're very happy campers. And certainly they have pushed a lot of the right buttons this year. So they're in the final of the URC, and they're looking here to get into a final of the Carling Currie Cup.
No, line-out wasn't over.
There's a lot of exciting players in this Cheetahs backline. One's got to say, if you look through there, and Roscoe Speckman, Clayton Blommetjies, he'll be playing his trade down with the Stormers next year. So he'll be a sad loss for the Cheetahs, who have in fact gained a couple of players too. And I think importantly for them as well, Fudge, is that they've managed to re-sign Ruan Pienaar and Frans Steyn, which I think also is an attraction in itself for many players.
Yeah, no, definitely. They're enjoying being back home. Spent some time overseas, Ruan Pienaar and Frans Steyn, and well, Evergreen, both of them have been truly an asset to this Free State Cheetahs side, the way they've been playing and the way that players have responded to that around them. 9 wins on the trot. They've beaten every other side in the competition. They're the only side who have done that, and although they've had a few question marks with their last 2 performances, they've still got this game to sort it out before the semi-finals.
Ruan Pienaar, at the age of 38, he's actually in remarkable shape, isn't he? Certainly helped leading the way. Now a chance for Kasende, man from the DRC. Masuku. It's good positive play, one's got to say as well. I think they lacked a bit of confidence last week when they actually ended up losing a game. Now kick downfield from Kriel. And then it's eventually Chris Smith that brings some relief for the men from Bloemfontein.
Got a decent boot on him, Chris Smith. Good covering from him. Great awareness from Richard Kriel. So smart, so versatile in that fullback position. David Brits, who's come on now for Robert Everson, because he's speedier, a little bit quicker, and they need to score those 4 tries. So far so good from the Cheetahs. They need to defend well now.
One's got to give credit to the Bulls too. They haven't had much of the ball yet in these opening 7 minutes or so.
No, you put
So Keegan Johannes just trying to get that ball out.
I can't reward that.
Muller ace with a carry. Tobias doing the shielding. Mostert. Now Stedman Gans, also former Sevens player. He's the vice captain of the team tonight, out from Johannes. Mostert looking to get into a little bit of space. Just 22 years of age, John Mostert. Also hugely talented, a very tall man for a flyer. But they've gone and lost the ball now. Now the kick downfield from Blommetjies. Backfoot talking manual, but he's okay. He's got enough time and decides he's going to run it. Did well to get through the first 2 tackles. Not sure that the kick's the ideal one, as Blommetjies sends them back into their own half of the field. Or just about.
A little bit of flair coming from Tarkin Manuel.
I believe it was a Bulls player.
Those
on top
Varsity
of,
Cup stars for
number 8.
Tucks. Chandre Rudolph doing well. Oh, there it is. It's a good chase.
Open up.
Clever play from the right winger.
Open. Good response to that.
So the Cheetahs expecting a short line out. It's just 5 men in. So is Juan Vermaak or Reynard Roots the target for the
I'm
Bulls?
giving you the mark. Take a step, please. Bulls, set up on the line. Bulls, set up on the line. The line is yours. That's fine there.
Yeah, when you've got a line as your guide, it's actually perfect for the referee.
Contest good.
Renee Bernardo try to scoop that ball back from the Bulls, but they've got it now. Tobias at the back. Can they get some motion with this ball?
Number 7.
Ah, Johannes.
Number 7 losing his original binding onto the ball carrier. Swimming.
I think it's Aiden Davis. Yep, that's been penalised. And a chance now for the Bulls. It's a long way out, so I don't know if
Number
Mostert
7
would...
losing his original
Well, he's
bind.
going to probe the touchline, I think.
You have to keep the original bind.
Not taking the points. It was a kick that would have been very difficult. Not just by its angle, but distance as well. And here comes the penalty. It's a good setup, but you can see clearly Aiden Davis, he's lost his bind. He's come in on the side, and that's what he's penalized for. Good compete, though, from Bernardo. Be interesting to see what they choose to do here. He's applying good pressure in the front.
Oh, this time to the back,
Line
unchallenged.
out over the 15.
So Mostert. He's got the experienced Lionel Mapu and Stephen Khans outside him. So a good initial carry, but they've conceded the penalty after Sydney Tobias took it in.
Number 5. All feet.
Yeah, just a few unforced errors, and you can see it's the youngsters. That time, Juan Vermaak, really good player. Spent some time with the Red Hurricanes under the tutelage of Johan Ackerman, former Lions coach and Springbok.
That's another very good kick that as well from Pienaar. Here's Tobias taking it up.
Good pressure from Louis van der Westhuizen, and it opens up for Smith. He's in on it, and that allows the pressure to just keep building, and Juan Vermaak to try desperately to ruck away, loses his footing.
So Van der Westhuizen. Sekekete very often the target. Well, this time the Bulls have taken it away. So Keegan Johannes will kick over the top of the ruck. Yeah, Clayton Bromwich, he's a danger man at the back there. So is Kassende. In fact, the whole back line have the necessary skill set to really take on any back line. That ball just kept in field. Beautifully taken by Kassende. He has had a busy night already this evening. Masuku, David Brits. Now here's Chris Smith into a little bit of space. Couldn't quite get the offload going, but that's sort of the rugby that the Cheetahs like to play. They like to keep the ball moving when they can. They've let themselves down during the course of the season at times, but now they've got some numbers. Perhaps the Bulls feeling the defensive pressure at the moment.
Penalty
They're also not
advantage.
getting enough possession. And the possession largely going the way of the Cheetahs in these early stages of the game. Well, 2 players down at the moment, getting some attention. And the Bulls will have a real worry too, I think, with the
Late
man
hit
who's
number
down,
3.
and so would the Cheetahs with Sekekete.
It's frantic out there, it's fervent. Really high tempo rugby, and unfortunately they're just giving Siamasuku far too much space, and he can make decisions like that. A beautiful lofted pass, nice short ball, a good line from Cameron Dawson. Speaking about playing at such a high tempo, when your scrum half,
for an injury.
who really is the one who controls that, is 38 years old. You don't expect him to get around the park, but wow, I tell you what, Ruan Pina's conditioning top-notch.
Yeah, absolutely it is. All the experience in the world. 88 tests for South Africa.
Just make sure you stay
Good to see that Eric Besson is back on his feet. And Victor Sekekete looks okay too.
There you go, Jacques. Give him numbers.
So the Cheetahs finding themselves in a similar position to what they were just now when they scored a try.
Okay.
With a great conversion from Pienaar.
Yeah, that's fine. Time on.
Sekekete is often the target of the opposition too. Once again, he's the catcher. It's a good setback from the Cheetahs.
Say more.
Zongo Rudolph was there, but it's again that same man, Lee van der Westhuizen. 2 tries on the night.
Tries to say more, but we're still behind.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a team try. They're playing at high tempo in the middle of the pitch. Quick ball, and it puts so much pressure on the defensive line. Sooner or later, the penalty will come, whether it's for being offside or having a ruck infringement. This time, the Bulls do well not to have that early shove. They wait nicely. It's a good initial shove from them, but they just allow it to peel around. And you think it's easy to score 15 tries, now 16 tries. Louis van der Westhuizen at the hooker, but you have to be so patient, you have to be controlled in your approach, and you need to pick your moment just like that. Perfectly done from the hooker.
21 test matches for Namibia, that man in picture. Of course, he's got big Aranos Kutsia next to him, who's also played a lot of rugby for his country, which is Namibia. So Ruan Pienaar's had one go from just about the same position. There's no wind to speak of here in the Toyota Stadium. It's another great kick that from Pienaar, and they've got 2 tries in their quest to get 4 to ensure that they get a bonus point.
Patience, good shove. Mentioned Aranos Kutsia showing his experience. Bulls need to have composure and really need to load some numbers and apply pressure to the first receiver of the Cheetahs.
And the Bulls really haven't got into this game yet, and part of that is because they haven't had enough possession. There's Blommetjies. Smith with a long pass. Here's Andre Rudolph, and nearly lost his rods just now. Sekekete. This is danger time this for the Bulls, with the Cheetahs running quite freely at them.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, it's all smiles for this Cheetahs side. Victor Sekekete has played a huge part. His mobility for his side also really impressive. Good skill set. The line-out option linking up really nicely with Bernardo.
I think he's been one of the unsung heroes this year in the Carling Currie Cup. Victor Sekekete, he really has improved in leaps and bounds, if those are the right words to use, in terms of his rugby.
No, he has. Looking for the offload there. It was on, but unfortunately he couldn't deliver. But he's done that all season so well. He's carried really powerfully, and he's been their money ball at line-out time. Fantastic season for him.
Crouch.
So Keegan Johannes will have the putting at the scrum. Let's see how the scrums go.
Okay, stand up. All right. Let's do that again. Right, we can't have you standing up every single time when the pressure comes. Right, next time you stand and control this.
Jacques van Rooyen and Sydney Tobias must feel like old men in those 2 front rows with all the youngsters in there.
Yeah, of course, they've got a youngster of their own there, Nkosi Dlamini. one of those Varsity Cup superstars.
Crouch.
It was unbelievable in scrummaging at the under-20 level.
Boy.
Looking to make the step up here.
Yep, and he's taken the one step up from the Griffins. Joined the Bulls. That's a good scrum that from the Bulls. And it's popped up, unfortunately, so another put
There's
in.
no clear dominance from either side. It's a clear stand up. We're going to do it again. Scrum blue ball. Okay, let's go.
So Cameron Dawson against the experienced Jacques van Rooyen. And he's holding his own, Cameron Dawson.
There's no
And they'll want to get it right.
Let's do it again. Stay down, gents.
So
That's the only way I'm going to reward you guys. Stay down, push straight.
the referee, Cheetahs mentioning that he will start rewarding the side that's showing him the right pictures.
Well, there's a Bulls backline standing there with their hands on their hips, just desperate to get the ball in hand. Can they string together a couple of moves here, the Bulls, importantly? Mostert waits, but he doesn't get it. Straight out to Mapu. And then the charge down. Ian Pina's done well. It's a big rush back here for Malaos. Now Johannes realized that he'd actually gone the wrong way, or he was hitting into a cul-de-sac. But they've managed to hold on to it, have the Blue Bulls, and this is important for them, that they carry the ball through a few phases and get everybody into the game, but that's not going to help their cause. Another penalty, this time very kickable for the Cheetahs, but I suppose in that quest for those 4 tries, they might well be probing for the corner flag. Bearing in mind too, Fudge, that they want to keep an eye on the score differences too, because that might just determine at the end of the day who finishes first and second.
Yeah, this is the position the Toyota Cheetahs wanted to find themselves in. Totally in the driving seat, perfect start from them. Unforced error, just applying, it's on. That's a good call from Lionel Bapur, but they haven't had much of the ball. They needed to hold on to it, build some phases. Instead, they find themselves back in the 22 and now giving away penalties. Just a little bit in 6s and 7s, not keeping it simple, going back to the basics.
Well, their line-out once again functions well. It hasn't always functioned that well this season, but they've got it right now.
Ball is at the front.
And certainly the first phase of it. At the moment, that ball held up, so they want to get it out if they can. Otherwise, it's going to be there it is, a Bulls put in at the scrum.
Okay, relax.
Yeah, great work. Jakula Beskachten.
Okay, 100%, I'll have a look.
Much better from Reinhard Roots and Ruan from Mark.
Yeah.
Definitely got this. Vodacom Bulls side.
I was very happy with the last
Rattled.
scrum. Yeah, good balance, good stability.
And the referee happy with the scrums, good balance, good stability. They want to keep it there. That's an important one. They need to exit cleanly.
Yep.
We heard Gert Small, the coach of the Bulls, talking about 28 players in Dublin at the moment. So they've obviously had to pick their team based on who was available in South Africa. And hence the inclusion of so many young guys who will learn from this experience. Again, the scrum stood pretty well. But now it's the Cheetahs. Well, I said they stood well, but they've conceded another penalty.
You said, not keeping straight.
It's a kind of focus they have. High fives coming all around. Chris Smith has been really good, playing with that high tempo and defense as well. And call coming from referee Cheetahs, just not holding onto their shape, pulling, not allowing it to be a fair contest, pulling out of the contest the call.
I've got the attack.
And all smiles and Silentsila. The call from Louis van der Westhuizen. Next job.
He's looking for a hat trick, isn't he? Well, the throw wasn't a good one. So the Bulls come away with it. There'll be some relief for them too, as Currie Nokia manages to ensure that they get the ball back again. Keegan Johannes. And he's decided to put it straight into touch, but they're still in their own half of the field, the Blue Bulls.
Yeah, really important for them to just try and absorb pressure.
Are you receive or you in?
Intent from the Toyota Cheetahs, very clear. They want to score points. They want to play running rugby.
Can you just speed up the little huddle, please? Give them numbers.
The Bulls have conceded 5 tries, 5 penalties rather, which won't help their cause either. Sekekete. Some support there from Nsila. And they've got yet another penalty.
Yeah, and it's unforced. You know, I think the key word here is just a little bit rattled, a little bit wide-eyed.
Miller. I understand you want to contest, but you can't land on top of them. Miller, just have a quiet word with your team, okay?
Well, the referee, Jadazweni, is giving the forwards an opportunity just to have a quick discussion, because he's not happy with the fact that they're conceding all these penalties to, and most of them are coming from the forwards.
That's a good take, plucked out the air nicely by Victor Sekekete. And there's that inexperience. He's jumped across. He's also infringed Sekekete in the air. One for Mark.
This time to the front to Bernardo. Good strong running initially from the Cheetahs. As Van der Westhuizen. You've got players running at speed, and Silo was the next one. It just puts so much pressure on you defensively in any team. Going forward is Kasende. Came right across from the right wing to join the party. Now, if they play it wide, well, it's just a little chip kick. And surely if it bounces correctly, there's a chance of a try. David Brits held up at the moment.
Tackle!
Well, they've got to let him go now. Still the Cheetahs have the ball. Can they use Rudolph here in some form? Well, it's a wild pass, but they've managed to hold on to it. Masuku. Blomikis. Out it goes. There's a chance. There's a try. Daniel Kasende.
Well, Dan Kasende, not the biggest man on the pitch, but oh boy, Big Dan, 8th Carling Currie Cup try, full of effort, so dynamic and explosive in the way he plays. His positional play, and he's looking for work. He's so dangerous. That's what happens when you allow this Toyota Cheetah side to play. Way too much space for Masuku. It's simple draw and pass rugby, and the Blue Bulls defensive line just sitting on their heels a little too much.
I think that space you talk about, Fudge, is the operative word, because the Cheetahs are being given too much latitude by the Bulls in terms of moving the ball around. There's the finish of the try. Marius Jonker, who's our TMO, is happy with that. So is Zwengele Jadazweni. And if somebody wasn't happy with Zwengele Jadazweni, I wouldn't argue with him. He's got a black belt in karate. So Rohan Pienaar has had 3 very tough conversions right from the touchline, this one included. We'll be able to follow this with our camera. The perfect shot. And it looks like the perfect kick too.
Yeah, he's been brilliant with the Brutes all season. You could see his disappointment by missing that kick to win them the game last week. But this is a fantastic finish. Great strength shown by Kasende. Finishing instinct.
107 points this year in the Carling Currie Cup belong to Rohan Pienaar. Blomicki's caught in possession, but making sure that the ball is secured by the Cheetahs. think one of the things that the Cheetahs have at times struggled to do is to have a 100% record with all the basics in the game. They haven't always got that right, but tonight they've had a smooth start and some excellent play from them, resulting in those 3 tries that they've scored.
Yeah, Hartsmal mentioned their massive kicking game, and you can see why. They've got 3 really useful kickers, and then you add Chris Smith into the picture, and you've got 4 kickers out of hand. They use it to attack very well, but they can also get out of jail using that boot really well, as Ruan Pina has just shown.
So who's the target for Tobias? We haven't seen much of Reinhard Ritz yet this evening. It goes to Eric Basson. Of course, a tall, loose forward to Eric Basson, so a useful line-out exponent. As I mentioned earlier, Fudge, I think the Bulls just haven't had, the Vodacom Bulls haven't had an opportunity of really carrying the ball through enough phases to generate that excitement and that confidence in their own play. They look very much out of the picture at the moment. That's a good kick that from Johannes. And beautifully taken out of the air. Masuku straight down the middle. Well, that's better play from the Bulls. They've got the Cheetahs back in their own half, but this is the danger. When the Cheetahs start running at you, the opportunities that come about are numerous. Yazan Sila along to Roscoe Speckman. And yet another penalty against the Bulls.
Number 3.
Yeah, Eric Basson captained the under-20s who won the under-20 Currie Cup this year. Just unfortunately beaten there by the class of Andy Santsila. Brilliant short little pop pass to Clayton Blomikis, and he immediately supports and makes sure that he's there for the clean. Good hands, what a take as well from Tsila. He's skillful, he's not just big, but he uses good footwork as well. He pops it, immediately gets in there, seals over. And the call was for Eric Basson to let go of it.
Oh, we got a change on the field of play as well with Ruan Delport, who's come on.
Just hold on. I'll give it to you now. Just hold him there, Jakes.
I don't know if it's
Time is still off. Time is still
for
off.
Mark that's actually leading the park. We'll pick that up soon.
Open. Open. Okay.
So pressure here
Time
on the Bulls once again. The Cheetahs, Bernardo in the front. Sekaketa looking to try and break away. Traffic was on Sealam up and Sekaketa. Here they come now. Isuku. Then a chip over the top. Who can win it? Well, the Blue Bulls did pretty well there, but there might well be some problems, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Right, okay. I've asked you down there to have a quiet chat. Yeah. The penalty count is starting to mount up against you guys. Okay. I do understand that you want to defend, but you have to defend legally, right? If it happens again, then you leave me no other option. Okay.
Yeah, that's well said as well by Zwingeli. I think Milamala Ace now has the message. He got it a little bit earlier too. He's been passed it on to the team, but they're under so much pressure at the moment.
You can see here the pressure. Sydney Tobias does really well to get back there and just apply a little bit of pressure himself, but it's out of desperation. They're defending out of desperation, and that's why they have 7 penalties against them already.
The line-out is working very, very smoothly for the Cheetahs. Done incredibly well. Now can they get this over the line? Held up at the back there by Louis van der Verstuyzen. Pienaar wants it. And when Pienaar wants it, he gets it. And he helps to get David Fritz over the line.
It's just far too easy for this Cheetahs side at home, and giving the crowd something to cheer about. 6th Carling Currie Cup try for David Brits. Again, good composure from Louis van der Westhuizen at the back. He's listening to Ruan Pienaar. Ruan Pienaar knows he can draw in 2 players. Keegan Johannes needed to shift off of him. Unfortunately, it's too little too late. They're just far too close to the line.
Well, that's one of the valuable bonus points that the Cheetahs are looking for, that they've got with their 4th try in the first half. So Ruan Pienaar must be wondering when he's going to get an easier kick at goal. And he hasn't missed one all night. Again, he's on the touchline.
He loves a good challenge.
Well, I tell you what, when the Cheetahs team is on song, they're on song.
Yeah, and it's something to watch. They back themselves. They've gone for touch every time. They know it's a little bit inexperienced, the pack of the Blue Bulls. They're just shifting off, drawing a player. Keegan Johannes shifting on to David Brits, but it's too late. Good body position from Brits as well. Nice and low to get over the try line.
Mostert up for Renier Bernardo. They're just getting so much good ball and so much front football, the Cheetahs, which is exactly what they need for the type of rugby that they play. This has been turned over though. Stedman Gans gets it out initially. Johannes. Tobias. Just a little bit sluggish from the Bulls today. This is Lionel Mapu.
No obstruction.
No real way through the defense of the Cheetahs. They've got a man down at the moment as well in the background. It's Muller Ace, and the ref's done the right thing. He's blown his whistle.
Sorry,
Let's just hope that that's not a head or neck injury to Muller Ace, the captain of the Vodacom Bulls.
It's a neck, right? Time's off. Thanks for that, Chris.
So we'll get a little bit of treatment. Looks like it is in those dangerous areas, the neck and head. That's great attention to detail. And well, Twengile Chatezweni has just been sensational, especially for the youngsters. A great educator, but also he keeps the game going, keeps you honest. We'll take a look here where the captain might have got that knock.
Can we clear that in there? There's no foul play.
It's often a stray knee or something like that, isn't it?
Sometimes it can be friendly fire. It's dark in the rucks, and it doesn't look like it's anything too serious there. And it looks like, well, he's back on his feet. They'll need their captain, and they'll need him to lead from the front. Now they're just a little bit too lateral in 6s and 7s, not just on defense, but on attack as well. A couple of the players, some of them have just played one Currie Cup game, some of them are on debut, so they'll be a little bit wide-eyed, a little bit shocked, especially at the tempo that this Cheetah side is trying to play at. And when you've got your wingers like Dan Kasende all over the pitch, really being accurate, so good under the high ball, and you only have one choice, and that's to start attacking the transition zone, putting pressure on Sia Masuku, making him make tackles, and well, releasing your 2 blitzboks at centers. Lionel Mapoe, Stedman Gans. Those are your dangers, those are your weapons. They need to start using them, and they need their forwards to get some front foot ball for that.
There's another 7s man out there too that hasn't really managed to stretch his legs yet, Roscoe Speckman, when he gets going.
Speck magic.
Well, the one thing for the Bulls is their scrum has stood pretty steady. But yeah, come the Cheetahs again, courtesy of Ruan Pienaar. Remy Bernardo in at scrum half. Sekeketa trying to make some important meterage in his own half of the field. So Pino. Here's the little chip kick into space. I like those kicks if they can bounce favourably for you, particularly. Tokin, Manuel taking it in. Now Keegan Johannes. Oh. Dlamini. Well, it's been a long time for them to win a penalty. They only got one prior to this in the match, and they've got another one now.
Rare one at that. Victor Sekekete clearly racking off of his feet, falling onto the ball, making it slow, illegally so. And well, Keegan Johannes,
Number 2.
good communication there, showing the referee. He's a very smart player, Keegan Johannes. He's been brilliant for the Bulls this season.
No, you're fine. Your tacklers just need to roll to the side.
He goes for it, but
They need
he
to
needs to
clear
let
that
go and he
tackle
needs to
area.
roll away. It's clearly off his feet there.
And please just allow me to referee, okay?
Allow me to referee. Isn't that a nice one? It has no answer. You can't answer that one.
Most spoken words to any scrummer.
Yeah. Just a nod of the head. There's a great kick from Mostert as well to get it right up to the 5-meter line. And now the Bulls have got their chance to try and get their first points on the board. Strong work from Eric Passon.
Number 8, and from the side.
And still they come. It just doesn't seem to be the same unity in those drives from the Bulls that we've seen from the Cheetahs thus far.
Pullers offside.
Still,
Please.
they plug for the line. Dlamini. And they really are having to work hard for an opportunity to get some points on the board. The Cheetahs' defence is very solid as things stand at the moment.
Still on a penalty advantage.
Here comes Tobias. Well, the referee, seeing that that was going nowhere, comes back for the penalty advantage.
Got multiple penalties to choose from. Over here for number 8 coming from the side, or offside over here, or side here. Okay, to Solon, number 19.
I don't think they have any other option, really. When you're down 28-0, you've got to try and score tries.
Time back on.
And we've seen a couple of these tap and goes, the smart ones as well. The Bulls with a brilliant little switch move to score their try, so it has been working for them.
Oh yeah, they have the chance now. Can they make something of it? Bill ducks under the first man.
Backwards. Yes.
And then taken away by the Cheetahs. They've done it a few times, but it's been reversed now by the Bulls. Johannes looks out. There's from Royan. Could he be the next man to take it up? No, not him. It's on to Eric Passon. Yet another penalty. That's number 8 against the Bulls tonight.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Again, their own worst enemy, just not being accurate enough.
Now, Rowan Pina had a little look up and he saw there was some space behind the right winger, and it's a huge kick downfield. But here comes Manuel now. Loves running with the ball, this man.
Backwards.
Just the link-up was lacking on that occasion. Maybe should have just let it go a little bit earlier to a man in better space than he was in. Stedman Gans. Good play from the outside centre. And a high tackle on him, so there's a penalty advantage for the Bulls this time.
Number 7. Yeah, I'm going to have a word with him. Just hold on there. Yeah, we just want to clear that.
Looks like we'll be going upstairs for a potential high tackle.
We just want to clear.
Now it's Aiden Davis that's penalised.
Yeah, time
There
is
he
off.
comes in.
And I think the picture tells the story there.
Penalty only. Okay. Let's go. Time back on. Thanks, MJ.
So they'll be happy with the fact that there's no card. And Aiden Davis remains on the park as John Mostert gets him downfield. I tell you what, it's a challenge being a tall guy on a rugby field, isn't it? Because very often it's hard to get all the way down there. So you grab the guy around the shoulders and it ends up in the neck.
Yeah, especially when you're a forward running up against or trying to stop outside back players, especially when that outside back is Stedman Khan, it's a blitzbok. He's got fantastic footwork, great offload on him as well. We saw him looking for that there. It's so difficult when you're trying to stop the ball and working backwards. Most of the time you find that lingering arm just going a little bit too high, as it did for Aiden Davis.
Time on.
A little bit of attention there for Arnos Kutsia, the tight end prop of the Cheetahs, but he's back in the line-out.
Over the 15.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a messy line-out that. There's a yellow hooter in the background with the Cheetahs. Well, they're not going to just kick it out. They're going to look for some more points. They've had such good rhythm in this first half, but now Pienaar says, that's enough, chaps. We've got 28 points. We've got 4 tries. We've got a bonus point already. We're marching towards victory. Can we secure it in the next 40 minutes? And that'll be the big question that the Cheetahs will want to ask themselves. The Bulls have got to say, we've got to get our hands on more ball. We've got to be doing things at a little bit more pace than what we've done in this first half, and we've got to cut that penalty count down. It stands at 8 at the moment. It hasn't been a good half for the Vodacom Bulls, but it certainly has for the Toyota Cheetahs. Halftime here at the Toyota Stadium. Cheetahs 28, Bulls 0.
Who's it going to be then? When the lights go out, we're going! Oh, we got another one down!
You can't take your eyes off the British Superbikes, live on Sky Sport.
Straight all night.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget the Peter Parker Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors. From every universe. Hello, Peter.
See the world in a cup of tea. The new series, One Cup, 1,000 Stories, Sundays 8:30 on BBC Earth.
Centre court, the greatest stage in tennis. Serena with a stunning forehand. Roger Federer, la légende. 100 years of centre court, and what a moment this is.
The Football Ferns take on Norway and Wales in hotly contested friendlies.
What a goal for New Zealand!
Start June 25th. Live Sky Sports 7, BN Sports.
With Sky Go, nothing gets in the way of watching the shows you love. Whether you're on the go or just having a duvet day, Sky Go makes it easy to stream the big game or binge a box set. Browse the TV guide and remote record to your My Sky box from anywhere in New Zealand. Watch it your way on your smartphone, tablet or laptop, or cast to the big screen. Sky Go, it's Sky that goes with you. Download the app now for free.
Still probably the best moment of my rugby career.
I knew that I was done.
It's not a franchise or a city or a state, it's our people.
Sky Sport presents Tuesday Night Docos in June, Sky Sport 1.
Unbelievable! Can he get there? What a run! He gets it over.
HSBC World Rugby 7 Series, live on Sky Sport.
Cheetahs flying higher than Maverick himself, but they'll be very cautious of becoming Icarus and flying a little bit too close to the sun. We've seen that they've been very expansive in scoring those four tries within the first 40 minutes of the game. And Werner, has been quite the first half. First of all, thank you for colour coordinating. I see you've done well.
Sammy, we look good. We look good.
But that being said, quite the first half as far as the Toyota Cheetahs are concerned, what they've been looking for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. The last 2 weeks wasn't great. They're going into the playoffs, so they need a bit of confidence. And fair play to the forwards. They really played well. Ruan Pienaar is the general behind that pack, orchestrating everything. But as you said, you know, the main thing for them now is don't get loose. They don't want to give the Bulls a bonus point. They want to finish first on the log. And so far, so good. But they're really, really playing well.
I had a bit of a chuckle with Chucky van der Westhuizen much earlier on in the season, speaking at that point where he had launched up 10 tries. You and I just spoke about it now. What is it, 17 at this point in time in the season?
Yeah, Crystal asked me after this trial, the second one is 17th. Is there a bit of jealousy in this voice of the number 9? And I said, I didn't even score 17 in my whole career. So no, but fair play. I mean, and that just shows you one of the weapons for the Cheetahs this season is that pack of forwards, especially from that position, you know, the low body position. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do. And obviously, they credit to the Cheetah forwards, and Van der Westhuizen will always, you know, you can close your eyes when they start driving, and when they stand up and the spectators start cheering, you can say another try for Van der Westhuizen. But very clinical from the Cheetahs. You know, it's so easy to get loose there or go too early when you see the try line, and they're very well drilled and a big weapon so far tonight for the Cheetahs.
One of the things that we've seen from this Cheetah side is that you can't afford to switch off against them either, because the way that the two centres, Brits and Smith, are playing with Masuku on the inside of them, they could really just, like you see it now, they could turn it up at any point in time in the middle of the field too.
Yeah, and they've got such good wingers with Spekman and Kasende, but also there, you know, the distribution for Masuku. Smith is having really 2 good games replacing Frans Steyn, but he still had a lot of work to do there. Gaan's too late, and here Ruan Pienaar, Brits is coming in there. He says, go out, you are back. And just look at him here. Just that 1 second, Johannes has to come in, and that created the space for Brits to go over for the 4th try.
From a scrum half's perspective, Werner, talk us through how important this moment here from Pienaar is.
Yeah, and I think that's all about experience. You know, he knows the weapon is the drives, but he sees, listen, they counter-attacked us, Brits pulled out 1 second, open up the gap, and Brits scores a try. Very easy from Pienaar.
Now, before we go into the second half, you mentioned they don't want to fly too close to the sun, so how do they close out the game today?
Yeah, I think they must get in the right places, or the right places on the field like they have done, but I think the main message would be, guys, don't get too loose, stick with the structure, the momentum's there, the tempo's there, and just keep going. We can't afford the Bulls to get a point.
Well, we've seen a lot of penalties coming from the Bulls side. The Cheetahs will want to capitalise on that as they go throughout the game, but the next 40 minutes will determine exactly who finishes at 1 and who finishes at number 2 at the end of this round robin. Let's go to the second half and find out who it is.
After rugby league wilderness, this is the return of Kiwi pride and the Red Sea phenomenon. New Zealand, Tonga, Rugby League doubleheader, June 25th, live on Sky Sport. This is South NBL. Every game live on Sky Sport.
Help me up, never let it fall. Help me roar like an animal. Back to the moon. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my... Oh my goodness!
Our best ballers attack the rim in this iconic Kiwi comp. Sal's NBL, every single game live on Sky Sport.
The Championships Wimbledon, where dreams come true, where history is made. Next to see.
A sixth Wimbledon title for the Serbian superstar. She's made it. She's made it. They've done it. Unbelievable.
Wimbledon returns June 27, live on Sky Sport.
Lights out, W Series is underway. Oh, look at it! Jamie Chadwick's made it! Oh, look at this! There's a change to the lead! And there's the move!
Head down and get up to the car in front.
Brilliant victory in the wet for Emma Kimmerleinen. Alice Powell gets through to give her the championship lead. Jamie Chadwick retains her crown in some style. This is W Series.
Cutting edge F50s take to the water with new rivalries and more drama. Get ready for adrenaline-fueled racing. United States Sail GP starts June 19, live Sky Sport.
Y'all know what time it is. Time for you and your team to answer the call.
Oh, what a game we have on our hands!
Who's taking the talents to the finals? DHL Super Rugby Pacific, live on Sky Sport.
That's what greatness looks like. That is what the great ones do.
That's a goosebump moment.
They birdie 17 and 18 to win it.
He's fun to watch play golf.
The U.S. Open starts Friday, Sky Sports 6. Brought to you by DVS Home Ventilation.
It's gone in again. What a big hit.
It's the ultimate rivalry. State of Origin, live, Sky Sport.
Welcome back to the Toyota Stadium, where the Cheetahs lead by 4 goals to 0. The goals meaning, of course, the try being converted by the effervescent Ruan Pienaar, who's made sure of all 4 kicks from the touchline. They've been brilliant in the first half, the Cheetahs, as dismal as what the Vodacom Bulls have been, and actually quite a disappointment. And let's hope, Fudge Mabeda alongside me, that hopefully they can come up with a better performance and get more possession in the second half.
Yeah, I think they can make mistakes, they can give away penalties, but they just need to get a pep in their step now. They need to throw everything at it. They're young. They need to just try to play and enjoy this moment. Big moment for a lot of the youngsters.
So Jean Mostert gets the kick in, and that's gone all the way out. So that's not the best of starts for the Bulls in the second half.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit frustrating. So difficult to go back to what the plan is, to focus on what's important at that moment. And I think they just need to bring that. Of course, it comes with experience. But a lot of these players want to prove a point, want to put up their hands to be in the Bull squad going forward. It's going to be a long season coming up. And this is a great opportunity for them to pick up their hands and say, listen, I was signed for a reason, I'm here for a reason, and you can look at me for the future.
Well, that was the question I wanted to ask you as well, about whether inexperience is really the greatest contributor to their Achilles heel at the moment. So midfield scrummage is always useful, as any backline player would know. 2 options that you've got. And there's just too much free running space for the Cheetahs. The Bulls are offering them far too much space to move in.
Tackle!
So they've got to let go now, the Bulls, because, well, there's going to be a penalty. When the referee says tackle, you've got to let go the opposition. But good play there from Jean-Ray Rudolph.
Listen to me, number 4. I have to be somewhere. Don't push me out the way again. I have to be somewhere on the field. Do not push me.
Well, they need to start playing the Cheetahs players and not the referee. The Bulls, Reynard Roots getting it wrong. Again, Jean-Ray Rudolph's just a little bit too high, but the defensive side's much higher than him. And if they were lower, they could have dominated that tackle. His knees touch the ground. They need to let go of the player.
Full line out for the Cheetahs, obviously with the intention of driving up if they can. But they've first got to get possession, which they don't. It goes to Dlamini. Now the Bulls deep inside their own 22. Keegan Johannes waiting. He's got Creel in place. That's a very good kick downfield. And there's nobody for Clayton Blommetjies to throw it to. He just loves to restart the game quickly.
Good kick. Really great chase there from Q and Nokia. Fantastic contest as well from Reynard Roots.
So short line out called on this occasion goes to Renier Bernardo. So Pienaar will see a kick over the top from him, I think, and a chase from Daniel Kasende, who's very, very useful in the air. He's done well as Daniel Kasende, but it's good counter-rucking from the Bulls, but it comes out on the Cheetahs side. Now the Bulls' defense is all over the place at the moment. Here comes Blommetjies. The little kick through, and the touchline's going to be the winner.
Yeah, clever defense from Tharkin Manuel there. Great communication to get the ball out wide quickly. Fantastic skip pass there from Aiden Davis. There's another really accurate pass. You can see they know exactly what they're trying to do. They're allowing the ball to do the work, and well, Tharkin Manuel keeps his depth very nicely before coming up onto Speckman.
Yeah. Deep kick.
The Bulls managed to get their way out, but not far enough. Only back to the 22 from Juan Mostert.
Yeah, and this Toyota Cheetahs side, they know exactly what they're trying to achieve. What's important is get the ball from the line out. Reynard Roots has closed that middle pod, so they just take it on Bernardo in the front.
We've seen the Cheetahs using Mishlali Moli and others in lineouts in the past. Now the little pop pass there. Chris Smith has been very evident in this game. Still they come. Good offloading as well to Rudolph. Oh, they will, dear. Sydney Tobias is in trouble.
It's an intentional slap down.
Yellow card for a deliberate knockdown.
That was a great line from Clayton Blommetjies to get over the advantage line. Couldn't get ID'd by the Bulls' defensive line.
They need a hookup.
Sydney Tobias found himself in the wrong place, trying to fall back into the defensive line there.
Well, immediately the Cheetahs have called for a scrum with a hooker off the field.
Can you get Bulls hooker on?
They're going to have to send another man on so we can have a contestable scrum.
Bring him on.
Good tackle from Richard Creel. It's unfortunate from Tobias. He spreads his arms out. It's very difficult to tell whether he was going for the ball or trying to get Ruan Pienaar ball and all there.
I think almost everyone is like that. And guys protest their innocence, of course, but that's not the case. The Skalk Erasmus comes on, and someone's going to have to go off. Is it Miller? No, Miller Ace is still on the park.
Eric Basson looks like a man sacrificed. Number 6. The scrum is held out. Jacques van Rooyen has done well. So is Tebo Dlamini.
Crouch.
Oh, now they need them, of course. Pinar just deciding what they're going to do. Masuka's there. Clayton Blommetjies directly behind the fly half. So he can provide the option of a run either side.
There's no stability on both sides there. Yeah, there's no stability on both sides. 100%. Let's do it again. Chase the feet. No, not happy. No stability on both sides. Let's do it again. Getting closer.
Intimidating figure of the policeman, Jacques van Rooyen, 33-year-old. He's been playing really well, and he pulls out there, no stability, showing his experience. He didn't have ascendancy. Smart scrummaging from the experienced policeman van Rooyen.
Over 100 games for the Lions that he played, so he really has been a great servant of rugby up north. But now the Cheetahs just need a steady scrum here and a good delivery from Ruan Pinar, whichever direction they decide to go in. Blommetjies has come now to the open side. It's a great scrum there. And they've got another penalty. And no doubt they'll take another scrum.
Loose head, not staying straight under pressure.
It's very dangerous for me.
Okay. Scrum here, let's go. Scrum call again.
Another scrum, and I love this by Ruan Pinar. They've ticked all the boxes with their maul. So let's go on to our next set piece, the scrum. Got two sides to attack from. Let's get some game practice under pressure. Carry on trying to search for those boxes to tick. Brilliant. He's been a general, Ruan Pinar, and it's fantastic to see how the players are responding to him. I think the Bulls side, they're just struggling to find that leadership.
Jakes, you happy with the blinds that side? Yeah.
So it's almost a carbon copy of what we've just seen with Blommetjies once again behind Masuku. The see Masuku, the fly half for the Cheetahs. Which way do they go? Because what he can do is create the overlap, and that's what they'll be looking for.
No. Time's off. Front row. Come in, please. Front row, come in. Gentlemen, we don't have these issues in the first half, right? I'm not going to reset again. If this continues, we're just going to get other guys to come in and play. Happy? All right? Let's make sure there's clear stability. Union to the field, I totally understand, but make sure you get your feet. Okay? Let's go.
We get a bigger gap.
Zwengeli Jadazweni should have been a school teacher. Beautifully put.
I just love the question from the policeman. Of course, he's named that because of his association with the police rugby club up north. And he's asking for a little bit more space. What does referee Jadazweni say? No more space. Let's get it right.
Time on. Crouch. Bye.
Well, maybe it'll be third time lucky.
9, it's available. Get it out.
Pinar, open side. Long pass. Blommetjies into space. He had to be the man finishing it.
Shows love to the stands. The fans have shown him love for so many years. Clayton Blommetjies, brilliant. Allows the ball to do the work. Stedman Gans, beaten by Blommetjies, just shifting on his outside. And what a fantastic pass from Ruan Pinar. Sharp, flat, straight into the breadbasket. Not expecting it. That's just brilliant. Nice floated pass, perfectly weighted. All Blommetjies needed to do was just step outside Stedman Gans. Well, he knows how to get to a try line.
Some really enterprising rugby from the Cheetahs. Lovely play from them. They're up against 14 men, so of course they had the strength in the scrum. Good ball for Pinar. And once again continues to blossom. This is his easiest kick of the night, and it's halfway out. Oh, it's another super kick that from Pinar.
Such a professional, Ruan Pinar. does so well, and you mentioned it, Clayton Bromwich is standing behind the fly-off, coming from a blind spot. It allows him to just shift into space as he sees it. And well, Ruan Pina's pass makes that try.
Boston, deep kick in, up for it, Bernardo. Some support coming from Nsila. I think the Cheetahs would perhaps be a little bit surprised at the amount of space that they've found during the course of this game. The Bulls have not been able to close them down quickly enough. Masuku down the middle of the park. Mostert. That's a decent reply as well from the fly half.
Yeah, it's a good response from Mostert, but unfortunately their positional play allowed that ball to get right up on the 5 meter, and so it's a win for the Toyota Cheetahs. They found themselves in the 22, no pressure on Sia Masuku. Sia Masuku finds blades of grass, and now they find themselves just inside the halfway line. They've gained 40 meters from that kicking exchange.
Van der Westhuizen and Bernardo up front. He's the target. Out from Nsila. Pienaar again. It's an absolutely threaded pass. And a chance here. No chance this time for Bromwich. The Bulls take it away.
No.
So in possession they are at the moment. Now they look for the carry from Muller Ace, their captain. Johannes. Is there some space here? Not enough for Creel to worm his way through, but he's done neatly. He's got them on the front foot. This is better from the Bulls. Mostert, Stedman Gans.
Tackle!
And that's brilliant play that from Jean-Ray Rudolph. But illegal. He's got that little smile in his face.
Same as them.
Yeah, well, he knows. Great consistency from the referee, Cheetahs, when he had one called against the Bulls, and guess who the ball carrier was? It was Rudolph. This time it's him plucking it out of the Bulls attacking outside backs. But the big difference in this game is how the Cheetahs are coming off of the line, tackling the Bulls players behind the defensive line, putting pressure on that. It's a double hit on Stedman Gans, the danger man, and that's how to approach a game like this. Fortunately, Sia Masuku, Chris Smith finding way too much time on the ball, including Ruan Pienaar.
Important throw in for Skalka Rasmus. Can the Bulls make something of this? Can they get a try? You say, can they get a try? It's 51 minutes, and their scoreboard is still blank, and the ball's now being taken away. Taken up by Rudolph. Pienaar. Some beautiful passing tonight from Ruan Pienaar. I think we've said it on a few occasions. Here's David Creel, or Richard Creel rather. Where does this ball bounce? Does he get the favourable bounce? No, not quite. Pienaar.
Come on!
Johannes. Sees a bit of space. Now the long pass. Manuel. Back inside it goes. He has a chance now for the Bulls. Brilliant pass outside, but was it forward? Nope, it doesn't look like it was. Stedman Gans with the finishing touches. And some brilliant play there from the Bulls. It's been missing all night, and it's taken 52, nearly 53 minutes for them to get on the board.
Yeah, what a way to get your second Carling Currie Cup try. Stedman Gans, brilliant. It almost looked like Lionel Mapoe had run away from support, but he's got the skills of a blitzbok. Brilliant play from Tharkin Manuel. Fantastic skill shown. No look out the back, drawn against the grain. Fantastic pass to Gans. Played on the counter. Found the Cheetahs a little bit disjointed and took full advantage.
So lovely play from the men from Pretoria. We haven't given up the ghost. John Mostert has had a pretty difficult conversion too. All of these tries have been scored fairly far out. Has a good solid boot, this man. But this time, no two-pointer for him.
Bit of a missed kick from Ruan Pino. He went for the banana kick, was trying to find touch. It went infield, and, well, fantastic play from the Bulls to counter-attack, get it out wide into the wide channels, give it to your speedsters, your danger men. Speaking about danger men, here comes Aluluto Chakweni for Cameron Dawson. Kutsia comes on for Aranos Kutsia.
So some early changes there. So early changes in the second half. It is about the time when replacements do come on. Johannes decides to kick it directly into touch. And he's maybe not that 100% happy either with the assistant referee because he hasn't gone far enough. But it wasn't a great kick, but they're still in their own half of the field.
You happy? Yellow card return. And
back on the field comes a sprinting Eric Besson, who sadly was the recipient of, not the recipient of the yellow card.
So they have made a
He was the man that was sacrificed, let's put it that way. A couple more changes as well for the Bulls, bringing on Francois Klopper
3 and 6.
and Willie Potgieter.
Yeah, Willie Potgieter on debut. Brilliant to see the youngsters just having an opportunity to make a difference.
Time on.
20 years old, Willie Potgieter.
And Silla. Decent play this once again from the Cheetahs. Really are doing things at pace too, and I think that's been one of the beauties of this year's Carling Currie Cup. We've seen some great tries, we've seen some superb running and some great finishes too. Still out it comes, David Brits. Thought there might have been a call for obstruction on that occasion, but no, they still pound away at the Bulls' defense. Masuku. Neatly picked up again by Masuku. The Bulls have really got to try and find a way to get out of their own half of the field and stay out of their own half, because that's putting all sorts of pressure on them.
Thanks.
Pinar. Back in field from Chakweni.
Tackle now.
And now Rudolph looks to take route one. There's a call of about a neck roll.
Thanks.
That came from our TMO, Marius Jonker.
By number 9.
Zwingile Jodisweni then with the situation. So we have confirmation too of the attendance tonight. So good to see nearly 7,000 people in here at the Toyota Stadium. And isn't it good to see so many people back? Obviously with the restrictions that are still there, the 50% restrictions, I think they still are, of people allowed into a stadium. But again, it just shows playing winning, adventurous, exciting rugby is attractive to the people of Bloemfontein. And we've seen this whole season, outside of those 2 matches, that the Cheetahs have really played attractive rugby.
Line-out's over.
So that ball held at the back. Now, Johannes waits for it.
On the ball.
A little bit of support coming there from Lionel Mapu, and the Bulls have won a penalty. And those the penalty count, the Bulls 11 and the Cheetahs 7 at the moment. In fact, that takes it up to 8. The Chakweni penalised on that occasion.
And this is what I think we were speaking about them keeping their cool, making sure they don't give away penalties. They don't need to be attacking rucks. They just need to put jerseys, white jerseys in front of the Bulls players. Come off of the line
on the line.
in unison, and you can see that penalty count starting to rise now from the Cheetahs. They are maybe just smelling blood a little bit. decision making a little bit off there. They're giving away a little bit too many penalties, where the Bulls have stayed at 11, which is what they were at half time.
Well, Gatsma will probably be a little bit happier with the performance of the Bulls now in the second half.
Okay.
You see Jean-Ray Rudolph leaving the park.
We just want to clear something.
And his day is done. It's a big roar from the crowd too. He's a very popular man, is Jean-Ray Rudolph.
What a time as well to start filling the stands. See in the background is brilliant, bringing a vibe in as it stands.
Cheetahs, yeah.
Toyota Cheetahs will be playing the semi-final here and the final
Is there
here.
something we need to check, MJ? Must have
How great that will be for Bloemfontein.
Or we have to play on.
Well, who said they're in the final?
Okay.
Don't be so presumptuous, Fudge. There's a few people down in Nelspruit and Kimberley that will be questioning you.
Yeah, speaking about that, as it stands, they'll be taking
okay,
on the Pumas.
JD, we're going to check this.
In the semi-final.
Checking possible foul play, please.
Okay.
As we take a look at some
MJ,
possible foul play.
Up to you. Possible foul play by the Bulls.
By the Bulls, and we want you to have a look at, I don't know the Bulls player's number, but the foul play is possibly on 8 white.
Okay.
8 white is off the park. Jean-Ray Rudolph. If it was him.
Number 12.
Yeah, number 12 and 16, I think it's a double tackle, yeah?
So I believe Jean-Ray Rudolph, there was the foul play on him. It looks like Lionel Mapoy.
Okay, JD, I'm going to show you the first angle again, because I think the more serious action is by 12 blue. He's lifting it.
All right. When you're showing the images, I'll tell you what I'm seeing, MJ. I'm not seeing a clear lift by number 12. So he hasn't picked him up and turned him through the horizontal, right? He's just, from what I'm seeing, he's just pulled him over the breakdown. Hence, he ends up going off his feet. So for me, I don't see any foul play there.
I think he's right. I think he just literally rolled him over, didn't he?
Okay, happy with it. Happy to go with that.
Okay. James, we just had to clear that. There's no foul play there. He's just pulled him over. We're going to stick with the line out.
Spot on. Lionel Mapoy just applying pressure on Jean-Ray Rudolph at ruck time, and that pressure is what puts Jean-Ray Rudolph in an awkward position and off his feet.
Come on.
Mshlali Mozi is the man who's taken the place of Jean-Ray Rudolph. A very good replacement too, one's got to say. So those fresh legs on the field at the moment on both sides are helping the cause. And the Bulls concede another penalty, so another one. The first one of the second half.
Up number 18.
Just his third game of the season, Francois Klopper. Getting a little bit ahead of himself.
Doesn't Grant Pinard kick quite beautifully tonight, but on top of that, his passing has been exemplary, hasn't it?
Well, you know, top quality players, when they do have a frustrating game and they feel like they missed a kick that would have made a difference, they just come back better and stronger. Always willing to learn, evergreen, a fantastic mentor to have, and what an asset he's been for this Cheetahs side. We mentioned how he's signed to spend another year. Great.
I think he's decided I better just sign for a year because I'm 38 now. Let's see how we go. Then he hit the 40 mark.
Look, the way he looks now, I think he could hit the 45 mark.
Absolutely. Such good shape. Now there you go. We've seen this during the course of this match. The Cheetahs have really got everyone on the front foot. Now Masuka with a long pass. Blomikis again. Yes, Daniel Kasende, but that pass was forward. And a great pity for the right winger. He's such a good finisher. All the way from the DRC. And a little bit of disappointment for him with that forward pass. And he has already got one try tonight.
Forward out the hand. Let's come down.
You can't shake your head, my boy. The referee is right.
Yeah, this one just drifts forward, doesn't it? We'll have a closer look. So difficult to call these. Yep, so difficult to call these.
Let's go. Carry the body weight strength. It's a new front row.
Well, you know, if you've got technology that you can use, like they do in football, where you draw like a black line on them, you can actually see for certain. It looks like your call has been ignored.
It'll be interesting to see what the Bulls choose to do here. Just about 18 minutes left in their 22. They've kicked away so much possession. Are they desperate to put together some phases?
Lionel Mapu and Stedman Kans have had few opportunities to really run hard at the Cheetahs team. And again, they're not able, Richard Creel rather, not able to get enough voom on that kick of his.
He's captain.
And here come the changes, a whole pile of them now for the Cheetahs, including Rivan Creer.
Oh, and that man, George Cornier, Oki Barnard. Great to see George Cornier back. Considered one of the best loosies in the country in 2019 when he was at high school at Grey College. He's been injured, went overseas, spent some time in France at Clermont. And he just hasn't been able to get through the little niggles. Fantastic to see him back. World of talent.
I think Harvey Sferi, the coach of the Cheetahs, has worked it all out now. He knows that this game should definitely be won by the Cheetahs, number one. But they've got enough points to finish in the number one position. Let's get everybody onto the park. Give them a run. Just to protect players from injuries and things like that. So your timing of your replacements coming on the field is also incredibly important, but a lot easier for the Cheetahs with that lead that they've got at the moment. Chris Smith gets past the first tackle and then is thumped into the deck.
Soft the boot.
Johannes neatly picked up too.
Lost forward by Cheetahs. Scrum down.
The ball lost forward there in the contest by the Cheetahs.
Good pressure at that ruck from Marnus van der Merwe, but this is a lot better. They're coming off of the line a little bit better now. Applying pressure to those decision makers. And that's where the mistakes come.
Let's keep that standard.
Unfortunately, maybe this game is slightly just slipped away from the Bulls, although it's been a game of two halves for them.
Well, that territory and possession, you just have a look at those statistics as well, you know. And I think it's also about the quality of the possession that the Cheetahs have had and the space that they've been able to move around in, which is a great facilitator for their game.
Bye. Sit.
Bulls spending far too much time in their own 22.
Okay, balls available, Clown.
Now Mapu, the long pass, Creel, held up by Speckman, who we haven't seen much of this evening.
You happy there, James?
In one of those games where the ball has gone in the other direction mostly. And Daniel Kasendi seems to have spent a lot of time on the left wing too, hasn't he? Always looking for work. Yes, Stedman Kans.
Tackle!
Aiden Davis tried to hold him up and then he got thumped into the deck. And the Cheetahs' defense has been exemplary tonight. They really have stood well against this Bulls team. Johannes. Morstedt. Mapu into a bit of space. Did really well there to the centre. And again they come, the other centre now, Stedman Kans. They're just not able to strengthen that stronghold that they've had on the odd occasion in this match. They've got a penalty now as Dlamini went down.
Off feet. Same as the Bulls played on there. Off feet.
Substitute Marne Coutier, he was in there first. Good secondary pressure coming from the Bulls at ruck time. Just taking him off of his feet. And the Bulls have a penalty, and this has been the big difference between the two sides. Shifting forward there, that pass.
No marginals.
Tebo Dlamini tackled backwards. A good double hit, but Marne
Cheetahs
Gutsia just needed to
Number one.
get out of there, have a goal, and as soon as he lost his footing, needed to just get out of there. But that's what happens when you build phases in attack. You start applying pressure, and sooner or later that penalty will come.
Holding there. Time is off. Time is off.
Needed a bit more of that in the first half. The Bulls kicked away far too much possession.
Well, good to see that Chakweini's back on his feet too. He was prostrate just now, lying flat on his back. Seems to be in working order.
From East London, Hudson Park.
Time on.
And is they under 20?
Yep. Really start to look out for in the future. Great to see him back out there after injury.
Pass going astray, yes, Desmond Vance. I think the benefits of playing for the Blitzboker knows that he can exploit space, but he needs a little bit to work with. Dlamini taking it up. And just the little pop passes, this time to Skalki Rasmus.
It's a rip before the tackle, rip before the tackle.
Oh, it's been turned over. Now he has a chance for the Cheetahs. There's no one back at home, and Daniel Kasendi herring down. Oh, is that a double knock-on? No, it went backwards, says the ref. Now chance here for Nsila. Neat play by him. It's got to open up surely, and so it does, but they can't get over the line. Well, not yet, one should say, because there's another opportunity. Oh dear. They made a little bit of a mess of that, but they've got a penalty, the Cheetahs. And yeah, will they go for the scrum again or for that line out?
All started with a brilliant rip from Mihlali Morsi, having Morsi and George Cornier on the pitch. Two ball players already having an impact on this game. And then, of course, Chris Smith and Dan Kasende chasing up everything. Here's that rip. Just brilliant work from him. Seal has been magnificent as well, playing towards the ball, allowing those options, looking for the offload, drawing in defenders. Number 6 has had a stellar game.
Tillman Nivert on due for the Bulls.
Time is still off.
For Selo Dlamini. And Robert Ibbison, I see, has also gone onto the park.
Are you receiver?
Yep, on debut, the 20-year-old from Grey College, Tillman Nivert.
Time on, yep.
Will the catch and drive work for the Cheetahs? No, it won't at the moment. The Bulls coming away with it.
Step.
Keegan Johannes right up against the touchline. He's kicked it back in field. Here's Blomickies. Robert Speckman. Here's danger time. He hasn't had his chance yet. Back they come, the Cheetahs. All the possession they want. Sleight of hand. Here's Daniel Kasende. Back in field goes Irbison.
Tackle!
Well, they've looked after the ball tonight, the Cheetahs, far better than they have in most of the games they've played this season.
Play on. No on. No knock. Backwards.
No problem with the pass or the catch. And this is exactly what the Cheetahs want to. They want the rhythm, they want the opportunity to move the ball around the park. They do it so well. There's another little kick, but it doesn't bounce favorably for Speckman.
Backwards.
Those little chip kicks over the top into space.
Use.
Work well when the ball bounces in your favor, of course. Out from Gans. Lapu. Creel. Open up a bit of space. Now Richard Creel, he's got no support. Well, he's got a little bit. And is there an opportunity here on the left wing for Nokia? He's held up, and then it's a great counter-ruck that from the few players that the Cheetahs had at the breakdown point. Masuku. Well read by Manuel. He saw the shaping up for the kick. Now this man likes to run with the ball. He's not a kicker, he's a runner. And he's a good stepper too, but again the Cheetahs defense standing strong.
Counter-ruck's good.
Well, standing stronger than needed. Have they turned it over? Well, the Cheetahs might get the put in here. They were going forward.
White, staying over. Good counter-ruck. No, became unplayable.
Here's the original break. Richard Creel, fantastic, such a smart attacker and defender. Really born to play rugby, Richard Creel, and it's been a tough debut from the left winger.
If you're going backwards, you can't use your hands in there.
Kiwanokia. They haven't had much of the ball, and it's been mostly about defensive work for this Vodacom Bulls young side.
So Tian Fourie, the 20-year-old, has taken over at scrum half from Keegan Johannes, the 22-year-old.
There he is, on the side there.
And Neil Bierkus also, he's a natural centre three-quarter from Menlo Park.
Is he good to go?
He gets an opportunity of a run tonight too. Well, it's just very special for them, Fudge, isn't it? I mean, we all remember our debuts and the opportunities we got in big games when we played, and so you learn from the experience as well, good or bad, whichever way you look at it. It just helps you experience, and these are two reasonably experienced players. Well, certainly Lionel Mapu, the ex-Springbok, and Keegan Johannes.
Yeah, look, without a doubt, Gavin, you know, it is a fantastic opportunity for them just to get that feel and that taste of senior rugby. They did win the Under-20 Currie Cup. They're getting out here, getting a reward for that, and for them, the win is that they're getting onto the pitch, and we saw how Jake White has allowed that and really put his fingers deep and his hand deep into his pockets and his squad depth, and it worked for them. They had some tough results earlier on in their games against Benetton in the URC, but look at where they've ended up then. It's all about a bigger picture.
Lomekis, the little chip kick. Now Kasenya's got pace, but not quick enough to halt that ball going over the try line, over the touchline. So my question to you is, who do the Cheetahs ideally want to play if they had a choice in the semi-final? And the same for the Bulls, really.
I think Bulls and the Cheetahs would have liked to probably take on the men from Bombela, the Pumas. Griquas have just been looking a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more controlled, and they've got some big names, youngsters that are really lifting their fingers up. Sango Kamlasha, one of them, Hanru Sergil, one of them, Xander Duplessis, another one of them. Peter Berg has done some great stuff with the Griquas.
So, good pass there and an opportunity for the Bulls to get on the front foot. Up there from Tian Fourie. Little pass from the scrum half. And the Bulls pretty much exhausted their whole bench. So they've all had an opportunity of a run tonight. The result is disappointing for them, but they want to finish it with a flourish. Now, can this work for them?
Turnovers good, play on.
Support play was lacking, and as a result, the ball has been turned over. And that's disappointing that for the Vodacom Bulls. Currie. Masuku, again, it's straight down the middle. That's where the space is.
Keep that mark.
No, Nokia, what does he do? Well, not too much else other than kick it downfield, and it's a pretty good kick from the left winger. He's gone down with, hopefully not a, maybe it's just a bit of cramp.
Just a bit of cramp after that run he had down the touchline. This is fantastic awareness, just a show and go. Gets the better of Mihlali Mosi. It's a fantastic covering tackle from Dan Kasende. A couple of players have put up their hand for man of the match. Dan Kasende is one of them. Ruan Pina has just been absolutely stellar, of course. And there we see him just straining that calf muscle, but he's okay.
Neat play there from Aiden Davis, who of course has played a lot of lock forward games for the Cheetahs on the flank now. But taken away this time by the Vodacom Bulls. There probably are some fairly tired players out there who's just over 6 minutes left then of this match. I think the Cheetahs have been full value for those 5 tries that they've scored, as much as they have been for the 5 conversions, all from very difficult positions.
It's been a well-structured approach, a well-tempered approach. They've got their eyes on playing some finals rugby, sticking to their structures. Yes, it has got a bit loose in the second half, but still looking good. Toyota Cheetahs can be very happy with this performance in front of a nice crowd as well.
So are further upsets possible in this year's Carling Currie Cup? Could Grippers play the Pumas in the final? There'll be a lot of speculation about a lot of things. Oh dear! Speckman. They've got to come back for the penalty here for the Bulls, but it was just about going to be Speckman's opportunity to show that magic.
Yeah.
Richard Quill with that trusty left boot of his. And push the Cheetahs back into their 22.
Solid scrummage this time from the Bulls. They won themselves that penalty. And it was on.
There might have been a good chase there with Currie and Roscoe Speckman from a standing position. FC Du Plessis also on for the Bulls. John Mostert is the man who's off. So there's a bit of spring in the step of the replacements now. Desperate to get some more points if they can. Miller ace. Lost possession again. It's been one of the difficulties that they've had tonight, the Vodacom Bulls. Cheetahs desperate now to try and get some more points on the board if they can, because they're absolutely enjoying the running rugby. It's a strong tackle that too. Still the game continues. Yes, Currie. It's a high tackle on him.
Just around the neck. Yeah.
Immediately apologizes. Thought Emmanuel had his number nicely there, Roscoe Speckman.
So FC Du Plessis with the kick downfield. Back to the 22 again.
On the line.
Left arm just slipping off the shoulder onto the neck. Apologizes immediately, Speck Magic.
On the line.
I suppose that's the next question that's posed, is where do you have a breakdown of those penalties as to whether they are high or whether they are dangerous. High tackle, nothing happens. Anything over and above that could be card territory. Do you think that might ever happen in rugby?
No, they're handling it really well, and it's great to see the focus being player safety, get into a lower body position for the tackle, and it makes a big difference. Otherwise, you give away penalties.
Once again, the Bulls not really looking after their own ball.
So, yeah.
Just not direct enough, not coming from depth. Allowing themselves to play their options, try to create that one-on-one as a first receiver.
I think one of the difficulties that you have as well, Fudgy, you know this from when you played too, is when you've got teams running at you, it's far more difficult to defend, and your organizational defense is so important. The Bulls have been quite flat-footed. They've got a lot of ball standing still, and the passing hasn't been maybe as crisp as what it should be, and that maybe also has contributed a little bit to their downfall tonight.
Yeah, no, definitely. You can see exactly what the Cheetahs were trying to do. Ruffle the Bulls' youngsters' feathers, rattle them a little bit.
Let's get those elbows up.
And they got that early on in the first half, so it's been difficult for the Vodacom Bulls to get back into this game.
28-0 it was at halftime. So the second half has been a little bit tougher with both teams.
I can't help you if you're not binding on his back. He's got his elbow down. You've got a wrong bind. So there's two things wrong there. It's his bind and his bind. His elbow's down. Let's keep it up. Get in closer.
Tilman Nivot had one or two really good scrums looking at him there.
Yeah, on occasions, there's more than one referee on the field, as you could see there.
Square up, please.
Mr. Ref.
A lot of bent,
Elbow
out.
down.
Bind. Sit.
So what does Rivan Currie do here? He's also useful. Well, it's in the middle of the park. And will the Cheetahs just take another scrum, or will they hoof it downfield and get out of their half of the field? The game is essentially won by them now. They will finish in first position in this year's Carling Currie Cup before the playoffs.
Let's give
Good
the Cheetahs the
outing
line.
so far for Nivold. Player right there, just worked on his bind immediately. Good result, but just needs to work on his spacing as well. A little bit overextended there against the more experienced Martin Ekutsia. Unable to support his weight, even if he's got the bind right. So he's learning.
Oh, Huta in the background, so this will be the last play, save for a penalty that might be given.
Turnover's good.
Oh, it's turned over here by the Cheetahs. Yazin Sila look busy tonight. Ball taken away by Creel, so the Bulls not wanting to give up. Can they finish with a try? No, that's not going to happen. That should be the end of play, and so it is. The whistle from referee Zwengile Jamasweni, and it is a solid victory, this one's got to say, for the Cheetahs, and a great dress rehearsal for their game next week in the semi-finals. Importantly, the Bulls maybe a little bit lost tonight, weren't they?
Yeah, a little bit difficult for them. Look, they'll be happy that the final of the URC will be here in South Africa, meaning that the Bulls will have about 5 players that they can now give to them, where if they stayed in Ireland, they would have had to keep the 28 players, 28 squad that side.
So final score here at the Toyota Stadium then. The Cheetahs 35, Bulls 5.